So to get back where you can do your warm-up, okay, up here you have this red menu button. You're going to click on that, and you may have to go back a lesson, and you go down to where you can see section 1.2. Are you following me? Are you clicking? Good. Section 1.2, and then you click on the one that says warm-up. So do it. So click start and do it. Just making noise. All right, let's see how we're doing. Hold on, this Excel file is going bonkers. There we go. All right, so some of you need to redo your warm-ups. Okay, so redo your warm-ups. You haven't even submitted yours, Camille. Max, redo your warm-ups. Okay, I'll give you just another minute to finish your warm-ups. Okay, if you've finished your warm-up, you should be writing the vocab. 8th grade, all you have is a key idea that I can see. 7th grade, you have a vocab word you need to write it and the definition in your journal. Was that a question? I heard a statement. Yes, question.
We have to write the names like under the key vocabulary, under the big stuff right there.
No, you don't have to write that. You just need the definition of additive inverse. All right, 7th grade, here we go. Example 1, write this in your journal as I teach it. Are you ready? So write example 1 and start writing.
Wait,
this is 7th grade.
7 or 8?
This is just 7th grade. 8th grade, just wait. Okay, 7th grade, we are going to be adding inverses. Okay, when you hear that word additive inverse, what was the definition for additive inverse? Somebody raise your hand. 7th grade. Nobody? You haven't written it yet?
I've written it.
What is it?
A number that when added to a yields 0.
So when a number added to its inverse, you get the answer 0. So if I have a positive 4 plus a negative 4, which is its inverse. Inverse, you guys understand, is the opposite sign, yes?
Yeah.
What's my answer going to be?
0.
0, because if I go on the number line to plus 4, and then I add a negative 4, I go back the other direction, and my answer ends up being 0. So you can tell me right away that the answer is 0. Okay, because those are inverses. You just need to write this right here, where the yellow arrow is. All right, for B, find -1 plus a -3. So I have my number line. I would put a number line on this one for you guys to help you remember. So draw your number line. You put a dot at -1. So that's your first -1. Now we're going to add a -3. 8th grade, do not go ahead on your assignment. We're going to add a -3. Which way do I go when I'm adding a negative, left or right? Left. So I'm going to go further left here. You see that?
-4.
So the answer ends up at -4. So -1 plus -3 equals -4.
Not 0 because they are not inverses.
Because they are not inverses. Very good. Stop. Go for it. Just go for it. The slow is what's annoying. Open the bags quickly when you're snacking. All right. Any questions? 7th grade. Oh, we have one more. Okay, C. Put this in your journals. Camille, right? So we're going to find -2 plus 6. For future reference, if you bring gushers, you have to bring one for your teacher. That's my favorite snack.
If you bring me
I will not turn that down. Thank you. All right, so on a number line, we go to -2 and put a dot, and then we're adding plus 6. Which am I going to go, left or right? To the right, because it's a positive, so plus 6. So if I started at -2 and then I go to the right 6, what do I end up at?
4.
4. So your answer is equals 4. Any questions, 7th grade? Feel good about these?
Yeah.
Does everybody have them written?
No.
I'll give you just a moment.
I need a previous one.
It's in your book.
I did?
Yep. But I can back up also. Okay? All right, 7th grade, you may begin your try-its, numbers 1 through 3. All right, 8th grade, are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
There's no reason for you guys to be talking, unless you raise your hand and have a question. Okay, so 8th grade, we are solving multi-step equations. When you think of multi-step, what do you think? More than, Josh? More than one step. So that means we have at least two things we need to do this equation. So you have 3x plus 15. These are two different terms. You guys remember that definition, a term? So we got to move the terms separately. So which term are we going to move first? Josh. He's got his hand ninja. So this is a plus 15. So what's the opposite? What do I do to move it? Camila. Subtract. So I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides. Write this down in your journals. If you're 7th grade, go. If you're 8th grade. I put two 8th graders next to each other? Why is Austin calling me? Decline.
You put 3.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind that.
There you go.
Okay, so what is 24 minus 15? I'm just going to call him Elena. Josh is ninja. 9. Okay, so our first step was to move the 15. What's our second step? Elena? Divide.
Yes.
Divide the 3 because this means multiply, right? So 3 divided by 3 gets rid of it. What is 9 divided by 3? 3. So x equals 3 on this multi-step equation. Any questions? If you ever want to, go for it. If you ever want to check your answer, you take that number and you plug it in the original variable and see if it still works. So you have 3 times 3 is 9 plus 15 equals 24. Question?
Do you want us to check our work?
No, you don't have to. I just like to show you how to do it. All right, any questions, 8th grade?
No, ma'am.
Then you may begin on your try-its, 1 through 3. All right, so 7th grade, here we go. We are adding integers with the same sign on this next section. Say, if you have the same sign, you have two positives, what's your answer going to be? Positive or negative? If it's a positive plus a positive, it's going to be a positive. If you have a negative plus a negative, your answer is going to be a negative. Negative plus a negative is negative. A positive plus a positive is positive. Good. What about adding integers with different signs? Okay. Here's the key. When I'm adding an integer that one is positive and one is negative, don't bother Kerwin, it's not working. Okay, I'll find you a charger here in a minute. If I'm adding a positive and a negative, the bigger number is going to win the sign. Okay? So in this case, which one is the bigger number, the 8 or the 10? 10. So my answer is going to be negative because the negative number was bigger. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you just do subtraction. 10 minus 8 is 2. Okay, what about this one? I have a negative 13 and a 17. Which is the bigger number?
17.
So my answer is going to be positive. Yep. And so then you would have 17 minus 13 gives you 4. Okay, again, what is the additive inverse? It's going to equal 0. Because you have a negative of the same number and a positive of the same number added together gives you 0. Additive inverse. You should know that vocab word. We've gone over it twice now. Okay? Additive inverse is always 0. And same with what? All right, so here's example 2. Example 2, write this in your journals. If you haven't written the key ideas, just leave space and go back and write that later. -4 plus a -2. Are these signs the same sign or different signs? Same. So the answer is going to be negative. So then you have 4 and 6 goes further negative to be a -6. Yes, Ricky, you are correct. That's fine. -4 plus a -2 goes further negative. Any questions on that?
No.
I won't take it off. Yes. You just have to write this part.
Nothing else.
Just this.
Easy.
All right. I'll go back to it, Camille. You may work on try it 4 through 6. All right, Camille, it's up. Okay, you good? All right, 8th grade, were you guys ready to start? All right, 8th grade, here we go. You ready? So, multi-step equations, we have how many terms represented on the left-hand side of the equal sign, Elena?
4.
No.
3.
Camila? No. Daisy? 3. You have an 8x, you have a -6x, and a -25. Those are 3 separate terms. There are 4 altogether, if you include the -35. I just said on the left-hand side. Okay, so the first step we need to do is what? Josh?
Combine or
Yes.
solve the
Combine like terms is the phrase you're looking for. Combine like terms. So which of these 3 terms are like terms, Josh?
8x and 6.
The 8x and the 6x. So we're going to simplify 8x minus 6x. Would be 2x. Very good, because 8 minus 6 is 2. Question? No, she's just ready to raise her hand again. All right, what is our next step, Elena?
It is to do the thing that we did last time.
Which
is to add 25 to both sides.
Yes, this is a -25, so the opposite of subtraction is addition. So we're going to add 25 to both sides. What is -35 plus 25, Elena?
It is 10.
It is 10. -10. Good. Okay, somebody over on this side of the room. What is our last step? Aaron?
It is to divide on both sides.
Divide by 2 on both sides. So that'd give you x on the left and what on the right? Josh? I'm sorry. Elliot's distracting me back there. -10 divided by 2 is a -5. Shh. So x equals -5. Any questions on how we did that?
No, ma'am.
No. I know.
Question. Shh, shh, shh.
Why is everybody so fast to raise their hand?
They're ninjas.
I know.
Elena, I know the answer to that. All right, do your next set of try-its, 4 through 5, and then wait for me after that. Seventh grade, example 3. You should write example 3 in your journal. Okay, so for this one, we are going to solve or find 5 plus a -10. So are we adding same signs or different signs?
Different.
Different signs. So which sign wins? 10 in this case. Why?
Because it's bigger.
Because it's the bigger number. So we have a negative answer, right? We already know it's going to be negative. Yes. So you go over to 5, and then you go back 10, and the answer is -5. Comprende?
Comprende.
Good. Question?
Okay, I already finished.
No, you need to be writing this. We're on the next one. Okay, for B, we have a -3 plus 7. Which sign is going to win?
7.
So it's going to be a positive answer, right?
So it will be
So -3 plus 7 equals, correct, the answer should be 4. The sum is 4. Okay? Whoop. Back up. Back up. Okay, what about this one? We have a negative and a positive. But what do you notice, Ricky? I'll give you candy if you can tell me what the word is that it's called. Shh. I'm asking Ricky. What is this called when they're the... I don't want to say it because I'm going to say the answer. There was a definition word. It's 2 words. 2-word answer. Joelle, tell me what did it help Ricky out? Additive inverse. Very good.
I knew it. I forgot my line.
Aaron, stop it. Okay, so when it's the additive inverse, what's the answer?
0.
The answer is always 0. Good. All right, 7th grade. Shh. You may do the try-its and self-assessment all the way through 16. So continue right now, number 7 all the way through 16. We will do our last example here in a little bit. 7 through 16, all right. 8th grade is almost done. Kerwin's on paper, all right. All right, 8th grade, we ready for the next example? Yeah, 7 through 16. So just start and go. All right, multi-step equation. Let me see if it had you write notes on this. Nope, not yet. Okay, so on this one, you have parentheses gumming up the works, right? So according to PEMDAS, we need to deal with the parentheses first. Okay, in this case, the simplest way would be to distribute this 2, right?
Yes.
So distribute means you do 2 times 1 and 2 times negative 5.
What is self-assessment?
Yes, keep going. You just stop till you hit the next example. So what is 2 times 1?
2.
And negative 2 times 5 is?
Negative 10.
So then I would have 2 minus 10x plus 4. Okay, now what are like terms here? We have a couple. Elena?
You got 2 and 4.
The 2 and the 4, because they don't have a variable, right?
Because they're special.
Sure. What is 4 plus 2?
It's 6.
So now we have negative 10 plus 6 equals negative 8. Have I simplified the left-hand side of my equal sign? Yes, I've simplified it, so now I can solve. What's my next step, Josh?
To subtract 6.
Yes, we need to subtract the 6 because it's a plus 6, so minus 6 from both sides. Very good. What is negative 8 minus 6, Elena?
So, it is negative.
Negative 14 is correct. Okay, what is my last step? Okay, somebody besides Ninja 1 and 2 over there.
Oh.
Sydney.
We're dividing 10 on, or negative 10 on one side.
Yes, we're going to divide negative 10 from both sides. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Yay! So you get 10. X equals 14 divided by 10 would be 1.4. You may also leave it as a fraction if you prefer. I will accept either answer. It does say to simplify. You don't get to say shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh.
Josh didn't say it. Aaron said it. All right. Any questions, 8th grade, on how to do this? All right. 8th grade, you may continue. Try it 6, 7, and self-assessment 8 through 16. Stop when you get to example 4. 8th grade, go. 7th grade, get your journal, and we're going to do example, is this 3? 4. Example 4. Okay, so this is your modeling real life problem. This is what it would look like to use this math in real life. If you're still working, just work quietly, please. Don't talk. All right, so the list shows 4 account transactions. Find the change in the account balance. Okay, so this is July banking. This is what a bank record. So what was the first thing that happened?
You withdraw $40.
He withdrew $40. He or she, yes, you withdrew $40.
Then deposit $50. And deposited $75. And drew again.
So essentially we need to add these 4 amounts to find out what the new balance is, correct? Correct. So we start with negative 40, and then we're going to add 50. Then we're going to add 75 because they added this money, they deposited this money. And at the very end, we're going to withdraw another negative 50. If you had to guess before you do the math here, is the answer going to be positive or negative? You think he put in more money than he took out?
Yes.
Let's find out. So what's negative 40 plus 50? Positive 10. 10 plus 75 would be 85. 85 minus 50 would be, oh, it did it all. Yes, 35. Good. Any questions? Okay, this is a word problem, so you need to label it with a $sign. Okay, word problems you always need to label. All right, 8th grade, you may finish your, remember, you need to do self-assessment all the way through 18. This is due tomorrow. 8th grade, all the way through 18. 7th grade. I don't know why I keep saying 8th grade. That was 7th grade we just finished. My bad. 8th grade's like, what's she talking about? Sorry, that was 7th grade. So 7th grade all the way through 18, due tomorrow. All right, 8th grade, let's go do your last example. I know you're still working. That's fine. You can keep working on it afterwards. Okay, got your journal ready? This is example 4? Question mark. All right, find the number X of miles you need to run on Friday. So the mean number of miles run per day is 1.5. What does the word mean? What's another word for that? Do we have a guess? Say it.
Is this the result of multiplication?
Not quite. Yes. I don't want the answer. I want to know what the word mean stands for. No.
That's a sum.
That is sum.
Yes.
Yes.
The mean.
No. Means?
Oh. So basically, I don't know if it's kidding, but you add number of data and divide it by the amount of data.
Very good. That's what you do, but can anybody tell me the other word you could use for that?
Average.
Average. Thank you, Max. Okay, so mean, another way to say mean is average. So the way to solve this is you add them all up and divide by the number you're adding to find the mean or the average. But in this case, we're missing one number, right? So we have to find a way to solve, and they want us to find so that we run an average of 1.5. So they've already given us the answer, right? So this is the equation you need to write down. So we're going to add them all up plus the variable one that we don't know.
7 or 8?
This is 8th. This is not 8th. This is 8th.
Yes.
It's 8th. I'm not crazy this time. I mean, I am sometimes, but just not right now. Okay? So here's your equation. We need to add them all up plus the variable one that we don't know and divide by how many? 5, because there's 5 different days in a week, right? So in this case, how would I solve for x? Anybody have a guess? We need to move everything away from the x in order to solve for it, right? So I need to get rid of that ugly 5 first. What is that 5? What kind of math is that 5 doing right now? It's division. So what's the opposite of division? Multiply. So to move the 5, we multiply. Oh, they simplified the top first. 2 plus 0 plus 1.5 plus 0 is 3.5. They simplified that first. Okay, but then we multiply both by 5. So what is 1.5 times 5? 7.5. Okay, my last step, how do I move that 3.5? It's addition, so subtraction. So you're going to subtract 3.5 from both sides, and you get 7.5 minus 3.5 equals 4. Very good. So how many miles do I need to run on Friday? 4 miles. It's a word problem, so make sure you label 4 miles. Now, obviously, when you're typing this in the computer as an answer, you won't have to label it. It does it for you. Any questions on how we solved that? Aaron, do you have any questions? Because I'm not convinced you were listening.
Oh, no, I was writing them down.
Okay, good. Anybody have a question on how we did this? Because I would bet money you're going to have to do it. All right. So finish through number 19, 8th grade. Okay, this is due tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yep, 19, 8th grade through 19. Yep.